This is an update on our industry. Share. So this is how HIPon people will mitigate the impact of COVID-19. So for part 1 is the updates, and part 2 are our plans for to mitigate COVID. So here's the trend of the global shrimp industry. So of course, it is being led by China with around 800,000 metric tons, followed by Vietnam, then Thailand, and then India, Indonesia. Philippines is number 7. Latin America is also is the second actually, because there are a lot of countries in Latin America, including Ecuador, Brazil. These are good producers of Baname, and then Mexico. Okay, so ito naman, pwedeng, for the Monodon and Baname, ito yung trend natin. So last year, 2018 to 2019, the growth rate was positive 13. However, in 2017 to 2018, it's negative 4. Now, for the past 10 years, our production grew by 22%. That's from 2010 to 2019. So 22% medyo mabagal tayo. So for this year, so for the first quarter, comparing it with last year, we're negative 2. And then for the second quarter this year, we're positive 1.5. So hindi tayo nakabawi. All in all, for the first semester, it's negative 4. However, all this data does not include P-Vaname. We have been requesting PSA to give us a data on P-Vaname but without avail. Hindi na sila sumasagot sa atin kahit anong sabi natin, kahit anong email. So, ang binigay lang nila sa atin is Monodon, Endeavor Shrimp. This is the this is the Swahe, and the white shrimp, the Putian. Pero wala silang binibigay na data sa atin on P-Vaname. So we still have to wait. So pag nagbigay ng data, hopefully magpa-positive tayo sa second quarter. Ngayon yung shrimp natin, we don't do export ngayon that much because of the COVID pandemic. So most of our shrimp are being sold locally. And the prices are good. So for the volume, on the first quarter, the first semester, I have already, without PSA data, our total volume for the second quarter is 12,000 metric tons, and for the first quarter, 8,000. Talaga namang normal sa atin na mababa ang ating first quarter production kasi most of our shrimps are being harvested at the last quarter. The second quarter, getting to be summer, tumataas ang production. That is why positive 1.5 tayo from last year's production. So this is our structure. We now have 73 hatcheries accredited with BFAR. We have 10 larval rearing hatcheries, and then 7 traders and exporters. These are they don't process. They are not processors. They're just traders. And for the grow out farms, ang registered na natin is 1,545. And before, we only started with around 40. Ngayon, tumataas na yung mga nagpapa-register sa atin. And in hectares, in the registered farms are around 11,501 hectares. For the shrimp processors, there are 31 processors that we have, 18 BFAR approved and 13 EU approved. We have 10 feed millers registered with BAI, 8 establishments for fresh and frozen. And for those recognized with good manufacturing practices, there are two processing or establishments. And this is, I mean, 2 establishments, 1 auction market and 1 buying station. So that's our update for this year. Now for our program to address COVID-19. Ay, hindi gumagalaw doon.
Dito lang siya. Medyo may delay lang siya.
Ba, dito ko. Hindi siya gumagala. Okay. Ikaw ang...
Mag-stock up po sa
Okay, now for our program to address COVID-19. So, syempre, ito yung initiative natin. Production, post-harvest processing, and marketing. And so, dun sa production, may input assistance. And also, some high-value, syempre, high-value production natin. Tayo yon. For the post-harvest, these are support on processing. And distribution and marketing, this is support. So this is the kadiwan ani ng kita. So meron tayong iba-ibang recovery plan. These two are funded. Yung Food Fish Resiliency Plan, ito yung ginamit na realignment. Tapos yung stimulus package under Bayanihan 2, pero wala pa tong release. Although approved na and signed by the President, pero inaantay pa natin yung release ng funds. So this one, for the Food Resiliency Plan, ang objective natin is availability, accessibility. We make fish affordable and additional income for the fisher folk. So we make sure our products are quality, have good quality. For our household, our objective is for the fisher folk to have a stable income and meet the projected production target of food security. Okay? So ito yung components ng food resiliency. Pwede tayo dito sa enhanced aquaculture, livelihood support, and marketing support. Pero sa post-harvest support, wala tayong masyadong, wala tayong plans pa. So far, although pwede din. So ito yung plans natin to enhance aquaculture. We plan to rehabilitate the P. monodon hatchery at BFAR Region 5, which is located at Camarines Mercedes. Camarines Sur, I think, or Norte. So meron sila doon hatchery ng Peneus monodon para makatulong sila sa mga growers not only in Region 5 but also in other regions to give or to share yung mga monodon fry. So meron na tayong plano kung saan ang repairs, nag-submit na sila sa atin. So they plan repairs nung laboratory nila tsaka yung hatchery. So ito naman, yung recirculating aquaculture system, we plan to do this in urban areas. These are actually warehouses ang tawag na nasa loob yung grow out. This is also to protect the shrimps from mga bad weather, mga pollution, and other environmental effects or factors. So also sa mga livelihood, meron po tayong, we have a plan to modernize yung mga traditional farms. Right now, ang nasa listahan natin is 1,339 extensive grow-out farms that are registered, and that's around 87% of our registered farms. So most of our farms are traditional, and we need to assess kung which among the farms, sa mga regions tayo mag-assess, sino ba ang mga farms na dapat nating tulungan at saka kung ano ang maitutulong natin. Merong plano na next year, kung yung pondo ng HIPon HIPon program, we would like to distribute paddle wheels dun sa mga nangangailangan, mga liners, at saka kung anong inputs na pwede para ma-modernize ang technology nila. Meron din tayong plano, yung mga daanan ng water supply, canals, ganyan, ay i-rehab natin. I-rehab. Tapos, kailangan din nila ng mga central drains kasi most of our farms are madumi na sa gitna, madumi pa sa mga gilid. So, pwede rin ho tayong mag-construct or mag-install ng mga central drains sa mga ponds na nangangailangan nito. Tapos yung mga biosecurity measures, pwede rin tayong tumulong, lalagyan natin sila ng mga like yung mga nets. This is to prevent yung mga birds scare, or maybe liners. We can do that. Ilalagay natin yan sa HIPon plan natin. Katulad ng, for example, mga retired teacher, nilalagay nila yung pera nila doon sa pond nila, doon sa fish pond nila, bumalik. Tapos yung retirement pera nila, doon nila nilagay. So we can help them para maging successful ang kanilang ang undertaking nila, yung invest nila sa shrimp farming. At the same time, we can help them with their income. These are senior citizen people. And we can also increase the production of the industry. So hopefully, habang hindi pa natatapos yung shrimp school natin sa Pagbilao, kasi nagkaroon ng COVID, so medyo na-delay yung mga pag-purchase ng mga equipment, ganyan, at saka pag-develop ng fund. So, pwede ito natin maumpisahan next year. So, of course, sa marketing, meron ang BFAR, sumasali sa mga kadiwa. So, kung meron tayong schedule, we inform our growers, pwede silang sumali sa mga kadiwa natin. Kadiwa ni Anyan Kita, may kadiwa on wheels yung PFDA, tapos may mobile kadiwa, merong mobile palengke, meron din yung online kadiwa. So pwede rin nila ilagay doon yung kanilang kung kailan sila mag-harvest para fresh yung mabebenta nila. So sa marketing support, ito yung price monitoring na ginagawa ng ating fishery industry development support services division through Ms. Amor Diaz. So, ito yung monitoring nila ng price. Yung green is last year and the blue bar is this year. So, yung price natin, we started at around 450 in January. Right now, we are down by 100. So, mga 348. Bumaba yung presyo natin because of the pandemic, hindi nahihirapan umakyat. Actually, nung April, mataas pa yung price. Tapos bumagsak ng May, June, medyo July, mas mababa tayo ngayon. Kasi ang mga tao, wala silang trabaho, so they would prefer to buy yung mga cheaper na mga pagkain, gaya ng tilapia is the most saleable because it is the cheapest aquaculture product, and sardines from the capture fisheries as well as mackerel. So, yan ang mga mabili ngayon sa fisheries. Marami pa rin tayong bangus and marami pa rin namang bumibili ng bangus. Actually, surplus tayo ngayon sa bangus. Medyo hindi tayo masyado nagsusurplus sa tilapia dahil marami talagang bumibili nito. So, yan ang price natin ngayon. We are at 300. Maybe Roslyn later can also share yung updates on pricing. But these are the ones that we monitored among given to us by the marketing division, and I think they monitored more than 100 markets. Kasama of course yung mga minomonitor ng regions dito. So, hindi gumalaw. Gumalaw? Okay. So comparing the monthly prevailing prices of monodon, this is sugpo lang, makikita natin na halos pareho yung January, February, bagsak tayo sa March, medyo tumaas ng April, tumaas ng May, bagsak na naman ng June. So, nagpareho ng price last year, the average price of monodon is 600. These are retail palengke, pero at groceries, monodon is around 900 to 1,000 pesos per kilo. So, ito, doon to sa palengke natin. So ngayong August, medyo mababa ang 600. So ngayon, this year, it's 556 sa mga palengke natin. The average price of medium size. Now here's another plan that we have. It's known as a stimulus package. Pero yung stimulus package, hindi pa, ito yung Bayanihan 2, yung Act as 1, We Heal as One, although approved na, wala pa siyang release. Pero malapit na rin, hopefully ma-release na at nag-uumpisa na rin ng mga regions natin na i-implement ito pero short of award. So the objective of the plan is to improve aquaculture. We should be very thankful. Tinulungan tayo ni Congressman Sabeliano. Siya talaga yung tumawag pa sa atin para gawa tayo ng stimulus package. So improve aquaculture, the objective is to improve aquaculture through promotion of productivity enhancement projects for selected aquaculture commodities and development of aquaculture industry. So yung yung na-approve, although we gave a lot of plans o mga projects, itong 4 lang na to ang na-approve sa stimulus package. So these are the components. Sa seaweed, hindi tayo pwedeng pumasok dyan. Ganon din sa sea urchin and glass eel. Pero dun sa project ng aquaculture, meron dun project na nakalagay dun, establishment of multi-species broodstock facility and hatcheries. So kasama dito yung oyster, mangrove crab, shrimp, siganid, and catfish. So sana so meron tayo ditong plan for shrimp, which is in the sa multi-species broodstock facility and hatchery. So ito naman yung mga plans natin na noon pa na hindi talaga siya mapondohan. So last night when I was contemplating on this, yung establishment ng broodstock quarantine center, tapos doon sana sa Tanay, pumapayag na nga sila, tinatanong nila kung kailan. Tapos yung nucleus breeding center, this is at the Visayas region, at Giwan, and this is where we are going to breed and multiply our shrimps, mostly Vaname. And then yung broodstock multiplication center sa Surigao. So it's Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So I was thinking where we can search for funds in this plan. Baka we will try to give our proposal maybe to the Congress, like magkaroon sila ng mga legislated hatcheries, baka lalo na sa mga centers naman natin ito ilalagay. So hopefully baka we started recommending this as early as 2006, 2019 na. So napakatagal na, pero baka naman mabigyan na tayo ng hindi ko pa alam, but we will still try and we will not stop trying, di ba? So this one is already everything is done. Meron ng lupa sa Mindoro. It's 45 million budget project. Meron ng plano. Nakalagay na lahat. Pondo na lang. So baka maisama sa mga susunod na mga funding. And of course, we continue with our regular interventions. Itong e-learning natin na to, dadalasan natin to. We will contact all the regions if you have something to share. This is an online learning for farm technicians, students, and potential investors. Habang we're still establishing our shrimp school. So may mga estudyante kasi kulang na tayo ngayon ng fishery graduate. So kailangan talaga na ma-entice natin yung mga youth, young people to take up fisheries. So para ma-entice natin sila, sabihin lang natin para social ang dating, scuba diving ito, 'di ba? Or maybe snorkeling or whatever, surfing. So something about the waters to entice them to go into fisheries. So of course, tuloy-tuloy yung disease surveillance natin. We can still conduct farm visits. We visit hatcheries and grow out to find out if they're doing well, they're complying with our FAOs. Tapos, kumusta yung production nila, may bago ba silang technology na ma-share. And then, meron tayong mga trainings to interested technicians on disease detection, following of course the health protocol, kung face-to-face training ito. Yung disease surveillance and monitoring and reporting natin, meron pa rin yun. Nag-ulit lang siya. Yung issuance of health certificates. So for in-country transboundary movement as well as for export. So yung institutionalization, we continue to strengthen the existing organization. Siyempre yung public-private partnership natin. It's very important so that we will be abreast with what is happening in the industry. And kung papalarin at magkaroon na ng vaccine, we can conduct the 13th Shrimp Congress. Of course, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang PR natin sa Shrimp School. Medyo nag-bid na. nakabiding na tayo ng mga gamit. So, ma-install na ito sa pagbilaw. Tapos R&D or we recommend researchable areas to NFRDI and other research institutions like DOST. So, thank you. So, bale yan ang updates natin at ang mga plano natin for next year and updates for this year. If you have any questions, after all the presentation, we'll have an open forum. So I still have another presentation, and it's just about the new FGMO. This is for the public, not only for us. So i-share natin to sa mga processing plants. Wait lang, mali yung aking, ay, N. Ano yung nakikita mo? Mag-share ako ulit.
Yes.
Okay. So ito yung FGMO 002. So this is the second FGMO issued by BFAR this year. And this is in light of remember, there was world news that shrimps packaging were tested positive of COVID inside and out of the packaging in China. And these shrimps were from Ecuador. So in response to this, we now have guidelines for the safe handling of shrimp products. So ito yung guidelines natin para sa safe handling ng mga products. Okay. And this is we can distribute this to processing plants. Okay, so this is pursuant to joint DA-DOH order number 07 of 2015, dated February 15. This is actually known as the Food Safety Act of 2013. And it contains the implementing rules and regulations of Republic Act number 10611, which is to strengthen the food safety regulatory system in the country to protect consumer health and facilitate market access to local food and food products and other purposes. So this is the Food Safety Act, as well as the joint DTI-DOL interim guidelines on workplace prevention and control of COVID-19, which was dated April 30, 2020. So the guidelines are to ensure continuous supply of safety for shrimp products of domestic and foreign trade. So, ask na yung ano. Okay, so ito yung guidelines natin ng handling of shrimp products. Of course, we have personal protocol, workplace protocol, and then we have the product and packaging management, as well as wait lang ha, and visitor management. Sel, wala dyan. Okay, so sa daily monitoring natin ng health status, kailangan mag-fill up sila ng health ng form. Meron silang form na i-fill up. So dun sa form, nakalagay doon yung body temperature nila, syempre, tapos kukunin yung temperature, tapos isasubmit yun sa personnel. And then, of course, yung clothes nila, they should change their street clothes into, hindi sila papasok sa loob ng processing area where the food is being manufactured without changing their clothes. They wear their gloves, they have their goggles and their face mask, their hair covering, mga hairnet, tapos nag-change din sila ng shoes or into boots. Okay? So ngayon, importante din yung social distancing. Meron tayong mga social markers. Meron din yung 1 meter is very important to avoid yung mga yung mga pag-infect nila. Kailangan talaga 1 meter. As it is all, kahit saan naman, dapat ganun siya. So may mga markers. And then we also have the, of course, for those immunocompromised people, yung mga senior citizen, those sick like with high blood pressure, diabetes, ganyan. Kailangan they should stay home kasi sila yung most susceptible people. So they can work from home. And then dito naman sa monthly COVID, dapat lahat ng workers meron silang monthly COVID-19 RT-PCR test. So all results should be submitted to the administration upon release. Talagang ibibigay sa administration ng company. If a handler is tested positive for COVID-19, we should immediately report them. They should report them to DOH or to their LGU para magkaroon ng contact tracing. And dapat mag-submit agad ng listing ng mga individuals na who came in close contact with them, yung nakihalubilo sa kanila within 6 feet for at least 15 minutes. So, i-identify yon. Tapos, workers tested for positive of COVID-19 shall be given the necessary medical attention. So, dapat ilagay na sila sa isolation facilities. Kung wala naman sa bahay nila, if it's not possible for them to isolate themselves sa bahay nila, idadala sila sa mga government isolation facilities or in private hospitals. So, meron din sila, so magpo-14 days sila, 14 days home quarantine sila. Hindi pwedeng lumabas ng bahay or kung ng quarantine facilities. So, they can only report back to work kung mag-negative na sila, kung meron silang negative result sa kanilang test. Dapat PCR or RT-PCR, hindi yung rapid test. So and also yung mga clinic workers doon sa kanilang company na who attend to this should wear the appropriate PPEs. So personal protective equipment, and should require and yung once they find out that this worker is affected, they should take them to the nearest hospital. Now, doon naman so dapat yan yung mga clinic personnel. So, doon naman sa workplace, kailangan laging may decontamination at least as often as possible, especially sa working areas. Yung utensils, dapat kanya-kanya. Kung sa canteen man, may kanya-kanya silang sarili. They don't share their utensils to anybody. Tapos yung mga processing equipment naman, doon sa manufacturing area, dapat palaging nidi-disinfect. As much as possible, yung mga area na madalas puntahan ng mga tao, dapat at least 30 minutes ang disinfection. So, and then, importante na may mga foot baths. If we go to these processing plants, we should check on this mga equipment. So, yung foot bath should be installed in the entrance of every section of the facility. Of course, hand washing stations are very important. We have been sanay na tayo dito sa pag-inspect nito, pag-assess nito sa mga grow-out farms. Meron din nito, tsaka sa hatcheries. So, meron tayong mga hand washing stations. Dapat may sabon, may sanitizer. Yan. So, yung mga workplace, kailangan yung mga surfaces, dinidisinfect using alcohol, chlorine bleaching, or maybe phenol-based disinfectant. So, workplace can resume 24 hours after disinfection. So, yung disinfection should be done at least maybe twice a week. And then we have also the one direction or unidirectional. So yung stairways natin, kung dalawang stairway, yung isa going up, yung isa going down. Kung sa corridor, lalagyan natin ng mga arrow. Ito lang this way sa right side, yung papunta, yung pa-U-turn sa left side. So para hindi naghahalo-halo ang mga tao. Tapos yung mga hindi nagdidikit-dikit also, yung mga vehicles, yung mga equipment na papasok, dapat ini-disinfect sila. Merong car tire bath, merong car wash. Sorry. Okay, car tire, bath, car wash, tapos yung mga equipment, i-disinfect din. And then for the product and packaging management, so of course, traceability, you record lahat ng mga raw mats na pumapasok, lahat ng mga suppliers dapat nakalista sa logbook. And then, pag may reinforced product packaging with additional plastic. So, yung mga products, lalagyan natin ng mga additional plastic sa labas. This is already to avoid, proper handling kasi to to avoid whatever pathogen na didikit sa surfaces ng ating product. And then, idadaan siya sa UV. So, para ma-disinfect lahat ng supplies na dadating sa office, dadaan natin sa office, sa manufacturing plant, idadaan sa UV. Miski yung mga bag ng mga bisita, kung gusto nilang ipasok, dadaan din doon. Okay? And of course, kailangan merong regular testing yung product packaging natin. So, yung isang buong lot, sama-sama, itetest yon. Kaya, pag nag-positive yung isang lot, lahat yon madi-discard. Okay, ngayon sa visitor management naman, as I've mentioned earlier, dapat may declaration form sila or locator form. Tsaka dapat hindi sila nakihalubilo sa mga tested positive at least for the last 14 days. Okay? So ngayon, tapos visitor shall comply with the minimum requirement. May face mask, merong shield, ganyan, tapos mag-hand wash. Kailangan yung standard protocol susundan lang. Social distancing, as well as yung receptionist, where isang receptionist lang, hindi pa iba-ibang tao ang lalapit sa visitors. Okay, so that's all. Thank you and have a great day. Now, okay. Thank you so much, Donat. Dr. Donna Shell.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Abby.
Okay, welcome.